Yeah, what is going on, everybody? We are back with another episode and the final episode of 2021 of From My Experience podcast. How are y'all doing? Y'all good out there? How was your Thanksgiving? Was it good? I celebrated a birthday on December 17th. I turned 37. Looking forward to the holidays. All my holiday shopping is done. It is Wednesday, December 22nd, and Christmas is on Saturday. Yeah. I hope y'all are doing all right. Thank you for all my supporters. You can support the show by shopping with our affiliates, Garner's Garden, Jot Forms, and Acre Gold. Don't really have that much to talk about, man. I just want to get into a couple of things, and then I'll see y'all in January. Shout out to Romo on the beat. Romo, very talented artist. Check the link in the description to see some more of his projects. Support Romo. Ah, man. So it's the end of the year, man, and I really just have one message for you all. You do not have to wait for major events in life or major things to happen to hit the reset button or to make a change. You know, New Year's resolutions annoy me a little bit only because it makes it seem like, oh, I'm gonna wait until the new year to do blah 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 blah. And it's like, you didn't just think of these things in December right before the new year. Clearly you didn't. But I get it, new year, new beginning. But what if you took a daily approach to that, a weekly approach, a monthly approach, a bi-weekly approach? What if you took an approach to where when I recognize I'm in a pattern or a funk, I turn it around sooner rather than later? I think the whole idea of a New Year's resolution is good in quote-unquote theory. It's good to say, it's good to talk about, but I'm a big proponent of talk is very cheap. Well, actually, talk is not cheap. It can cost you a lot, especially when you say the wrong thing. But bump all that, man. Make the change today. Why are you giving these bad habits or these things you want to rid yourself of another couple of weeks? Why? Why another minute? Why another second? Don't be afraid to hit the reset button. And this is what I mean. I use myself as an example. And if you're new to the show, thank you. And if you're a loyal listener, thank you. FME_podcast on Instagram. Join the Facebook group From My Experience podcast. And Fanbase. We are on Fanbase, FME_podcast. That is a Black-owned social media network founded by Isaac Hayes Jr. You can do everything that you can basically do on Instagram. You have stories, you have posts, but they have also a live chat room feature similar to Clubhouse. So it's like the best of social media all in one place, and it lets creators monetize content day one. So I really like it, and I need to do a better job of getting my stuff up there just like I do on Instagram. But we working towards it, new habits, right? But as I was saying, sometimes you got to hit the reset button, man. I think pride, ego, outside opinions ruin that for us. You know, people think once they get to a quote unquote certain status in life that they can never go back or they'll never do this again. Now I understand not wanting to go back to something. I'm definitely at a place in my life where I do not want to go backwards. Financially, I like where I am. I don't love it, but I really like where I am, and I know it's only going up. My love life is going extremely well. My personal health could be better just because I'm getting out of shape because I'm not working out because it's cold. It's shiitake mushrooms up here in VA. It's super cold, man. I think it's It's like 40 outside right now, so we need to do some apartment workouts. But you know, hitting the reset button should be about you, what you want, and what you're trying to do. If you're single, now if you're married, that's different. You need to have a discussion. Or if you're in a serious relationship, or even in a relationship with someone, before you hit the reset button, that's gonna trigger some changes, right? And it's okay to hit the reset button. I resigned from teaching in 2017, did real estate full time, decided it wasn't for me, and I had to hit the reset button. I had to get my money back right. I moved. So this is me in my early 30s. I went from one career to the next, decided to switch again, called a family member, said, hey, I want to move to the area, but I need to get on my feet first. Can I stay with you? Sure. All right, what y'all want for rent? Cool. Moved up there, lived in my cousin's basement. I've told this story before. Lived in my cousin's basement. Now, this is me in my early 30s. Or mid-ish 30s. Well, I was 35. I've been here 2 years now. I was 35 at the time. Got a job teaching again, and I had a part-time job as a custodian, cleaning a couple different locations for this company. So I hit the reset button, went back and got a part-time job, something I didn't want to do. Living in someone else's house. Shoot, I was living in someone else's house before I moved. So, before that, I was living with someone else, and before that, I had my own place. But sometimes in life, to get to where you want, you got to do what you have to do. You got to do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. So I hit the reset button. I said, I want to move. I want to relocate. I need to get myself straight. Pride was out the window. Ego was out the window. Because the people around me, my circle, my support system, they love me for me. And they know at the end of the day, Rob going to do what he got to do to get it done. Period. I don't care if you're like, oh man, you got a degree and you're a teacher or you're a custodian, you're cleaning toilets. Like, man, I didn't get any of that rhetoric or talk thrown at me. It was like, yo, how much y'all paying? All right, I can do this for 3 or 4 months, get the bread that I need, bong, and I can move on, won't need it anymore. And that's what happened. Got to hit the reset button. Same thing in business. With this podcast, if you follow the journey, we've had multiple co-hosts. We've had multiple ideas that pop up and don't end up not coming to fruition. Still working on the website. That should have been done a minute ago. Some of those decisions and choices were out of my hands. I had to do what I had to do. Some of it was my fault, some of it wasn't, but at the end of the day, it's my podcast, this is my baby, I got to take care of it. So I hit the reset button. Now here we are, solo dolo. Got a podcast mixer, got some sound effects and things of that nature, and this is where we are today. So it's not a one-way street. Well, I don't know. It's not a one-way path life all the time. Yeah, one-way street. It goes both ways. Sometimes you gotta stop, pull over, get some gas, get some snacks. Maybe you need to go back a couple miles because you missed a turn. You want to look at that turn again and say, maybe I should have turned here. Can I revisit this? It happens. It happens. My relationship, the relationship I have now, I waited between my last relationship and this current relationship. I took a year off, I think. I don't even remember when I broke up with that girl. I want to say it's been about a year. Yeah. Been a year. And I reset. I said, okay, you out, you fresh, you single. What do you want now? What didn't you like about that relationship? What didn't you like about her? What didn't you like about yourself when you were with her? I sat and took inventory. And I said to myself, moving forward, okay, we not doing this, we not doing this, we not tolerating this. And per usual, whoever the lovely young lady is that I choose, she will know these things up front, so there is no surprise. And that's exactly what happened. My current lady knows, hey, this is what I'm doing. Sorry, got some sound effects kicking in. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm headed. This is what my roadmap looks like. The more serious I start to take you and the more you start to show and prove that, hey, you're about what you say you're about, the more I'm willing to open up and say, all right, I can scratch this plan since we're moving in this direction, and let's do this because this will benefit us versus this benefiting me. That's just the way I go about relationships. Some people are like, until I'm married, no. I don't knock it. Do what works for you, because at the end of the day, you got to live with those decisions. Nobody else. So even in that aspect, I hit the reset button. So I just say all that to just send y'all this message, and really I'm done, honestly. Don't be afraid to hit the reset button. It's okay. Take a look at the relationships you have. Take a look at the businesses you have. Take a look at what you're doing for entertainment. You can always stop. You have the power to choose. Take advantage of your power to choose. Stop sometimes, hit the reset button and say, I need to do this with a fresh perspective, a new mindset, after some reflection, and, excuse me, let me get it done the right way. Or let me set myself up for success. Because some of us just run ourselves into the ground for no reason when we know we need to stop and chill. But for some reason we don't. I don't know. But I hope that y'all have a great holiday. That's really it, man. Thank y'all for the continued support of From My Experience podcast this year. It has been a hell of a year. Thank you to everyone who just contributed to the show overall. I want to thank every single person. Huge shout out to Jessica Fountain. Thank you so much. We'll definitely have you back on the show next year to talk about some things, because I know you've had some life events and you've had some business events going on, so I want to give you a chance to express yourself as eloquently as possible, as you always do. Shout out to Erica Brooks, who is now a college graduate, the first intern with From My Experience podcast. Shout out to you, Erica. Looking forward to continuing working with you on the podcast. And shout out to you all of the listeners who've been listening, taking some of these lessons, taking advice from these guests, taking advice from me and learning from my idiotic moves and mistakes. That's all I want to do, is promote positivity and give you information that you can learn and grow from so that you can have a better life. That's what it's all about, man. We take this thing one day at a time, one step at a time. And, oh, I'm sorry. I gotta talk to my black brothers, Kings. Brothers, the message is simple. Do the work. Do the work. Set a positive example for those who are looking at you, those who are around you, and do the work, man. That's it. Fairly simple, fairly easy. Do the work. Less talking, more working. Actual work that will lead to some actual meaningful forward motion. Do the work. That's it. That's it, y'all. For real this time. I'm out of here. I will see y'all in January. Thank you for the continued support. I love y'all. I really do. This podcast is a big part of my life, has been a big part of my life for a hot minute. I think we up on 6 years now. And I love it. And I love y'all, man. Y'all take care of yourselves physically, mentally, financially. You have a great holiday season. Be safe. Check in with the elderly people in your family, because the scammers are out. Someone tried to get me for $200 on Walmart's website, but I caught an email and I canceled the order. Them rat bastards. But anyway, see y'all in 2022.